got that cherry bomb.
Welcome to Breaking Beauty Podcast, Kristin Cavallari. So it's officially been 20 years since Laguna Beach was on our TVs. I cannot believe it. I was an OG watcher. And I honestly feel like the lore of this show has only intensified. Maybe you're sick of talking about it at this point, but can you believe it's 20 years?
No, I cannot believe it's been 20 years. I honestly, part of me feels like I'll feel like I'm 18 forever, you know, like I just have more responsibility now. But no, it's shocking to me because I do feel like it's gone by in a flash. And yeah, you know, I don't think I realized the magnitude of the show until Steven and I did the Laguna Beach Rewatch podcast, Back to the Beach. And it was, I guess that was what, 1 or 2 years ago. So 18, 19 years later, to have people still so invested and have our podcast be so successful, that was when I really took a step back and I was like, wow, this show really was meaningful. I mean, I knew it at the time, but I think when you're in the midst of it and it sort of happened overnight and I was so young and it was all just happening right before my eyes, it was hard to take a step back and take it all in at the time. So this was the first time in my life I was able to understand what it meant to so many people. And it is very cool, I think, in a lot of ways.
The nostalgia piece is always so fun. So do you think that you'll ever return to Los Angeles? Because I speak for everyone. And when I say we need an Erewhon Kristin Cavallari smoothie, it's the Dunzo smoothie.
The Dunzo smoothie. Oh, I love that name for it. Tell Erewhon, because I mean, that would be an honor. But I have a place in LA. I mean, I haven't been there as much in the last few months, only because I have my kids more now than I have since my divorce. But before that, I was there quite a bit. And so it's one of those things where I have a place and I keep, you know, asking myself, do I really need it? Because I'm hardly ever there anymore. But LA will always have a special place in my heart. It's not somewhere I want to live full time, but it is somewhere that I still really do love. I have a lot of great girlfriends there. There's Erewhon, you know, there's all the things that I do love. So I do enjoy it when I'm able to go. And it is nice when I can go to film my podcast. I mean, you know, like going into a studio is so much better than just like doing it here in my dining room. So there's a lot of great things about LA. It's just I don't necessarily have the time right now, but I think at some point in my life I'll be there more.
Okay. What would the Erewhon smoothie by Kristin Cavallari taste like? What would be in it?
God, that's a good question because I feel like they've done everything. I mean, it's hard to top Hailey Bieber's. I would maybe go like the chocolate peanut butter route. I also used to make this smoothie that had frozen banana, avocado. Actually, if you freeze an avocado too, it gets even extra creamy. And I would do a little mint extract, some cacao nibs, any kind of milk really that you want. I'm trying to think what else. You could do some colostrum in it. I'm on a big colostrum kick right now. I think that's way better for you than what's the word I'm looking for that everyone does? Collagen.
Collagen, right.
Collagen. Colostrum is like my new thing. I feel like that's the next.
What is it for people who haven't tried it?
So colostrum, it is what it sounds like. So when we produce, as mothers, we produce colostrum the first few days of having a baby. So it's the same concept with cows. It just is so packed with vitamins and nutrients. It's like all the vitamins and nutrients that you need. And so I buy it in a powder. I was putting it in coffee for a while, and then I heard you can't mix it with anything hot, actually. So I was messing that up. So now I just froth it with water. But I'm telling you, it's good for skin. It's good for nails. It's good for hair. I think even weight management. Like I love this stuff when I take it. I notice a huge difference.
It's actually from a cow. This one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. I'm still the only person still drinking cow's milk. I never stopped. So I'm on board with that.
There you go.
Okay, so the Erewhon smoothie, it's been put out into the universe, everyone. So Kristin can maybe pitch that next time you're in LA. Well, this is a beauty podcast after all, and I want to talk to you about all things beauty. And I'm curious what your take is on this whole kind of glow down movement, I'm calling it. Like, The Cut just wrote an article about women are kind of glowing down versus glowing up. So that could be something as simple as going back to their natural hair color or skipping lash extensions or doing the au naturel nail look or dissolving fillers. Like, I think we're seeing that as a trend too. So are you undoing anything these days that maybe you did in the past?
I love this. I think this is so great because there's been so much pressure on women to be perfect, essentially, which is unattainable. And there's been so many things shoved down our throat, which you just listed. You know, it's fake everything, essentially. I feel like I've always kind of subscribed to the more natural route, which I'm happy now that this is like kind of coming back and that's what's trendy at the moment. I mean, even my nails, like I would never even do, fake nails or anything. My nails are always short. I just, for my life, that's just kind of how I've been. Maybe it's that beach mentality of like, no face makeup. Maybe I put mascara on in the morning and I call it a day. I hate doing my hair. It's just, I think honestly, it's probably because I'm lazy more than anything. It's too much maintenance for me. But I think this is great, especially for younger women. I have a daughter. So I think just taking a lot of this pressure off of women is so important. I have noticed too, you mentioned it, dissolving filler and, getting some movement back in our faces. We're all going to age. Why are we trying to fight that? I actually think a little movement, some lines on your face, it shows your life in a way, and the life you've lived. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think if we're trying to fight the aging process our whole lives, we're setting ourselves up for failure because we can't stop it. It's happening. So we may as well lean into it and embrace it. It's just part of life. You can't change it.
I'm on board with that, except then you see a gray hair and you make the salon appointment immediately. That's me personally.
My first gray hair. No, I literally just found my first
What did
gray
you
hair,
do?
like,
Did you pluck it out?
Of course. And I was like, what? Oh, it was actually kind of a sad day for me. This is like last week. I was pretty upset about it. I mean, listen, I'm never going to stop coloring my hair. Like I've been coloring my hair since I was little.
That's just like putting on face cream at this point.
Yeah, like I don't even think that counts. I'm a natural blonde as far as I'm concerned. But I think when it comes to everything else, let's all relax a little bit,
Yeah. Well, I think some people might be just surprised to know that I read you said that you tried Dysport once, which is it's a neuromodulator adjacent to Botox, I would say, and that you kind of regretted it. So, which I was kind of shocked for someone who grew up, in LA or around LA and everyone just does it. It's like so normcore at this point. So how do you feel about injectables and tweakments these days?
So, I mean, same thing. Yeah. So I tried Dysport 4 years ago. Luckily for me, it was in the height of COVID, so no one saw me because it changed the shape of my eyes. And I can't even look at photos from that time period because I hated it so much. It like made my eyes droop down. And that was my first time doing anything, and it scared me, quite honestly. I feel like I was traumatized from that. So, which I feel like for me is a blessing in disguise because, I've always, in everything in my life, I'm very natural. Everything I eat, I mean, for the most part, listen, like I bend obviously from time to time, but my day-to-day is very natural all around when it comes to beauty, skin, food, water I'm drinking, like just everything. I try to be really natural. And so if I went and shut up my face with everything, I feel like it would just go against everything I believe in. I think, well, our face is a muscle. And to me, it makes more sense to work out your face the same way you would any other muscle instead of freezing it. And listen, I feel like people think I bash Botox and everything. That's not my agenda. Most of my friends get Botox. They look great. I've seen it do wonders on people. Just for me personally, I would be nervous injecting my face because I think it messes with your lymphatic system. I think freezing your face over time, like I just worry what happens in 20 years of freezing your face. And sometimes it's easier than others. I definitely notice how much my face moves on my podcast clips because no one's face moves anymore. So like I definitely, I'll look in the mirror sometimes. I have lines, but I have to just remember what's important. And I think getting off of social media is honestly the best thing for that. But I'm still taking that stance. I remember when I was 25, I would do interviews and people would be like, have you done Botox yet? And I'd be like, I'm 25. I'm like, what? Why are you asking me that? And I'm 37 now. People still ask me. I haven't. I did the Dysport, but I don't and I haven't. And I plan on not doing it. Again, I used to say when I was 25, ask me in 10 years. I'm kind of saying the same thing. Ask me in 10 years. I almost feel like I would rather get a facelift in 15, 20 years rather than going the Botox filler route. To me, that makes more sense, but we'll see.
People are getting them at 45 now. It's wild. It really is. I read an article the other day. She was Joan Crone, I believe is how you say her last name. She was a longtime writer for Allure. She's in her 90s now. She wrote about how she had 3 facelifts in her life.
Oh, at what ages? I'm so curious about this.
I was kind of thinking it would be like a one and done situation. She was like, no, I've had 3. I'm like, oh my God.
So I just had a plastic surgeon on my podcast, and I was kind of asking him the same questions, and he said, yes, average age is 45, but you can do a facelift at 45, let's say, but the aging process still continues. It's not like it just stops. So, but I do hear that's the trick, is kind of like getting ahead of it and then doing them like every 10 to 15 years. But yeah, it seems like a lot.
That and investing in a lot of turtlenecks. I think that's the move.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're in the thick of summer right now. I think our listeners would want to know, what's in your makeup bag these days? What are you loving the most?
Okay. So my day-to-day is really simple. I mean, this is the most makeup I've had on in a while, just, when I'm doing TV or whatever, or podcast. But I'm a mascara girl, and I actually have been testing mascaras for Uncommon Beauty. So that's coming down the line. That's not for a minute, but I've been wearing a lot of different mascaras. I also like the Ilia mascara. And then I do the Uncommon Beauty bronzing drops on my face, because they're really light, but they give you a nice glow. Especially when you already have a little bit of color, it just kind of enhances everything. And then I fill in my brows, and I use Hourglass, and then I use the Talk brow gel or whatever their kind of like stuff is. And then that's really kind of my day to day. I love the Rowan cream blushes. I love.
Ooh, what do you like about those?
I love a cream blush because I feel like, especially in the summer months, again, when you're maybe have a little bit more color on your face, they blend so nicely. You can kind of move them around more and still have that dewy look. But that's kind of it. And then I'm trying to think what else I like. I have all of the Mario eyeshadow palettes are awesome. The Rowan eyeshadow palettes are awesome too. Those are also, I love cream. I'm really into creams right now, again, because I feel like you can kind of just like move them exactly where you want, and they just look more natural, I guess.
More playtime for sure. So if you're developing a mascara, what's like your holy grail? You're like, it has to be really lengthening, or you love insane intensity with the color. Like, what was sort of on your vision board when you're maybe testing some stuff out?
So I want it all with a mascara. I mean, I want it to be lengthening. I want it to be volumizing. I also, you can do a lot of fun stuff now with makeup. You can put peptides in mascara. No one go out there and copy me, okay? I'm giving you guys a lot of secrets, but you can put peptides in mascara, which are also just really great for your eyelashes too. So there's a lot of, it's a cool time in beauty, I would say, because there's so many fun things you can do.
Yeah, I think people are waking up to the fact that maybe lash extensions weren't like the healthiest, or they could rip your lashes out. So we're in this conditioning phase for makeup and hybrids that do a little bit more, So about your current skincare routine, have you ever used a product that kind of stopped you in your tracks? Maybe it's not from your own line, but that you could say legitimately it truly changed your skin.
Oh gosh, that's a good question. Well, I've got some devices that I love.
Okay.
Can I talk about
Yeah,
those?
let's hear it.
Okay, well, so the Pico toner, and it's an investment. It's not cheap. However, it is. I've had it for probably 10 years. It's that microcurrent, but it's like the professional use their professional grade one, and this is like their home one that they make. So the Pico toner, and it comes with the gloves that you can use, the probes that you can use, or you can just do patches if you need your hands free. And it's microcurrent, but I think it's the best one on the market. And I'm not good at explaining it, but essentially it's, if you do the upwards movements, it's supposed to help like retrain your muscles like that. And that, of course, they've got all these studies. I love that. I've been using that for a long time. I also love the high frequency wand. You can get it on Amazon. And I notice with breakouts, that thing will zap them and they're gone the next day, honestly.
Do you know the brand of the one you like?
Oh my gosh, I can look it up on Amazon right now. It's a high frequency wand. I mean, I don't think you can mess it up. Let me see. I'll tell you right now.
Okay, let's do it. Because I find with devices on Amazon, it's just like, good luck finding something that actually stands out. It's such a glut of products on there.
Okay, it's New Derma portable handheld skin therapy wand machine.
Okay.
And it comes with different little heads that you can do on it. But I swear by that thing.
Okay. Amazing. Do you have an Amazon store, by the way?
We do well, you know what? We have Uncommon James on there, but we're launching Uncommon Beauty like in the next couple weeks, actually. So by the time this comes out, probably.
Okay, that's a scoop.
Yeah.
Okay, Kristin. So I need to ask you about sunscreen because this is a beauty podcast and this is the elephant in the room, right? So I need to ask you about this. So earlier this year on your podcast, which is called Let's Be Honest, you had a guest on your show, which I believe is your doctor. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Ryan Monahan. So I'm going to quote you because I don't want to mess that up. You said, I don't wear sunscreen. And anytime I do an interview, I get a lot of shit when I admit that I don't. And then you asked him, talk to me about the health benefits of the sun and maybe why we don't need sunscreen. So were you surprised at how viral that clip went?
Yeah, but I think I was more surprised that it was like months after it came out. It was like someone just needed something to do and they were like, oh, we could run with this. But so, no, I mean, I'm happy you're asking me about this because, welcome to the podcast world. I think, a lot of times a conversation gets taken out of context and one little soundbite will get taken out. But that's the beauty of having a podcast. And one thing I love so much is that you can open up so many different conversations and hear a lot of different perspectives. So really that conversation was geared towards the health benefits of the sun, which there are health benefits of the sun. We get vitamin D from the sun. That can't be argued. I did, however, say I don't wear sunscreen. And what I meant was it's not part of my daily skincare routine. That's on me. I was never once telling other people not to wear sunscreen. I was just saying what I do. I do, however, I have a tinted moisturizer with SPF. When I go on vacation, I put SPF on my face. I wear hats. I'm mindful, I am a sun baby though. I'm from California and I am a sun baby, but I in no way, shape or form was encouraging other people not to wear sunscreen. It was more just, this is what I do. And let's talk about the health benefits of the sun because you can't get vitamin D from the sun when you are lathered in sunscreen. So I've had previous doctors as well tell me when you go in the sun, wait 15 minutes to put sunscreen on so that you get the health benefits. Also, there are a lot of sunscreens with crap chemicals in them. So when I do wear sunscreen, I look for zinc oxide. I just think having those conversations is important. That's all.
I mean, personally, as a beauty editor, probably the only thing I love more than reality TV is sunscreen because I know it's like the number one anti-aging thing you can do. And I've actually had like in my personal life, like friends and family that I've lost to melanoma. So I take it very seriously. And I think it is important to note that even if you're not super into chemicals, I understand that people have apprehension that there are so many more options these days. And I wanted to say to you, I mean, I don't know if you follow the news on this at all, but Kelly Slater, legendary surfer in California, I think, he was always on the record that he didn't wear SPF. And this year he created an SPF brand called Freaks of Nature. And I'm saying to you, Kristin, free idea. If you really want to break the internet, you could create an SPF. Do you know what I mean? Like one that you actually like.
So funny. I know. Well, because that's the thing. I mean, it's hard to find a good, clean sunscreen. It is. And they are out there. Elta MD, I have, and I like. I think there's another one called Dune. But yeah, not a bad idea. I will take that into consideration.
Break the internet. The marketing has been done. It could have been like an industry plant that you made that clip and it was all part of a mastermind.
If I came out with a sunscreen, everyone would go, I knew it. This is they'd jump all over me.
Well, I'll personally test it for you if you need that. So switching gears a little bit, one thing you are launching, your first ever fragrance this month. Am I right?
Yes, and I'm so excited.
Okay, so it is called, correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't had a chance to smell it yet, but it's called Hard Feelings. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, as a petty bitch myself, I love that it's called Hard Feelings. So tell me about the name, first of all.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wish you could smell it. It's, so everything in my life, I love a good balance between masculine and feminine. And that's really how I wanted this perfume to be. I actually think it could be unisex. I've had a couple men smell it and they're like, I really like this. Like I could wear this. Most of them are gay. I'll give you that. But hey, still. And so Hard Feelings, my team and I love it so much because it represents the smell of the perfume because it's sexy. It's a little mysterious. Yet there's a really soft, sweet element. Not sweet. There's a soft element, a soft feminine element to it, I should say. And so it just kind of like pushes the boundaries a little bit. And that's what I love so much about it.
Does it represent a moment where you did maybe have hard feelings? Does it evoke any emotions that way, or does it represent anything?
I think it, like, when I smell it and I think of the name, it makes me think of like a crush you shouldn't have, right? Or like something like a little off limits, like it's a little seductive, like that kind of vibe, which it can also be playful in a lot of ways and tempting and sexy, and like it's all of those emotions wrapped into one thing.
Yeah, the hardest feelings when you just fucking love to hate someone is it evokes, yeah, I've no one's ever probably bottled that before, so I think you're right on the money to do that. And what is in it? What are some of the notes? Because I haven't smelt it.
Okay, yeah. So the top notes are, and I hate just listing these because it never sounds as good as it is, but there's pink pepper, there's bergamot, there's rose. I'm such a fan of rose, but not over the top. So that's why I like some of the more masculine elements to balance it out, like cedarwood and sandalwood, tobacco, a little bit of tobacco, which is kind of like that sultry sexiness. So it again, it's just the perfect blend of masculine and feminine, I think.
Okay. And does it have good staying power? Have you been testing it a lot yourself in the summer and stuff?
Yeah, so I've actually been wearing it for probably like 6 or 7 months now, and I get compliments every time I wear it. My friends are asking me when they can get their hands on it. And so, yes, it does have staying power. You know, perfume is one of those things, or fragrance, I should say, where you put it on and a few hours later, you might not know that it's still on and people can smell it. But when people give you compliments hours later, you're like, oh gosh, thank you. I'm so happy you can smell it still.
Yeah. So, and this is your first fragrance ever, right?
Yeah, ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. This is a big moment. And have you gotten your boyfriend, Mark, Montana boy, to, what was his first reaction to it?
He really likes it. Well, and spoiler alert, he's in the campaign video and pictures. So
I thought you were going to say spoiler alert. He's in the kitchen. He's going to come in right now and do a sniff test.
He's coming in right now. No, so he was one of the first people to smell it. And I mean, he really loves it. So that was a good, yeah, his approval was obviously important to you. You want the men to approve it.
Yeah. Is there any scent in your life or any perfume or fragrance? It could be the one that you used to wear, one that like an ex used to wear that you just, it kind of repels you, or you can think of it and just, ugh.
What God, is it the Armani? I'm trying to think. It's like in the cloudy bottle that I feel like every guy, like all of my first boyfriends wore that Armani. That's just like, ugh, if I smell it now, I'm like, takes me back to like 8th grade. I think so. Yes. Takes me back to 8th grade. And it's just like, ugh, why?
Yeah. Mine's a Drakkar Noir. It's just, that was like the middle school fragrance for sure. Yeah. And perfume, like it is really personal. So how have you personally been wearing it? Like, where do you like to spray it? And do you put it on your clothes, on your skin, on your hair?
So I know you're not supposed to put it on your clothes, but I do, because I feel like, I don't know, I just think it lasts. I know like you're supposed to let it, you know, work with your own natural body, but which I also do. I put it on my wrist. I'll do a little spritz on my clothes, kind of my neck. I guess that's it. Yeah.
That's amazing. I can't wait to try it. Let's talk about date night beauty looks, because I feel like our listeners would really want to know how you feel you're most confident these days and going out whenever you do get to go out as a busy mom.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. I mean, I will always be a huge fan of a smoky eye. I think just eyeliner in particular really makes my eyes pop. I always play up my eyes rather than my lips. Like I envy women who can do a red lip and do like, you know, a minimal eye. I just can't do that. So it's my eyes for me. I'm a neutral girl. I love any kind of bronzy, glowy, a little shimmer maybe sometimes, but it's definitely about black in the waterline, top and bottom for me, that just makes my eyes pop.
What about your hair? We know that your bestie is hair colorist Justin Anderson. So what are some of your secret weapon products or habits that you couldn't live without in the summer?
You know what, honestly, and I mean, I'm sure everyone says this, but dry shampoo really for me. When it comes to hair, my biggest thing is just trying not to wash it and style it as often as possible. Also probably because I'm a fake blonde. And so my, you know, hair takes a beating. So it's really about just giving my hair a break. But products that I love, well, I have a hair mask from the brand 11. And I actually use that as my conditioner, even though it is a mask, but that has been instrumental in my hair health, I feel like. And then, Kevin Murphy has an oil. I don't know honestly how clean it is, but it's called Young Again. And that oil in the summer too, I'll put it in usually just my front pieces or the ends and let that kind of cake in too. And that's really nice. I'm trying to think what else.
Do you use
K18?
K18?
No, you know what? I don't. So I actually had quite a bit of hair drama a few years ago because I was using, I'll just say it because if I can help other people, Olaplex shampoo and conditioner, and it completely ruined my hair because it's too much protein. So I know people are saying K18, but it scares the shit out of me just because I had such a traumatic experience with Olaplex. It's taken me honestly 2 years to get my hair back to a good place because it fried my hair. So I had all of these layers on top and I've been working on growing those out for years. And it is like, it broke my heart because my hair is so important to me.
Oh, so was it falling out or was it was breaking or?
It wasn't falling out. It was breaking. And at first I was like, what the is going on? And even Justin, was like, I don't know. He's like, maybe you're styling it too much. But I was like, I'm not styling it any more than I have been. And it's interesting. And I hate bashing a brand, but I mean, this is what really happened to me. And I actually did say it once on my Instagram story. The amount of DMs that I had from other women saying it happened to them too. And I guess they have all of these lawsuits against them now. And it's a real problem. So any kind of like protein or like strengthening, I'm like, no, I'm so scared.
Yeah, I hear you. It is traumatizing if you start losing your hair, or shedding a lot or whatever. But I will say you should try K18 because it is totally different technology. It's biomimetic. It's literally made in a computer to be as close to the human hair as possible. And it is game changer. And then their dry shampoo is like insane.
So it's helped your hair, like just the health of it,
the
or
molecular structure. It's called the molecular mask. And it's so different than Olaplex.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
It's a hair mask. And it's only 4 minutes. Talking about lazy/busy, which Carlene always talks about. It's really good. And they just launched a new dry shampoo that I really like as well. So they're just kind of killing the game right now. But I understand the hesitation to divert from what you're doing as well.
Maybe I'll try that.
So what's the workout vibe this summer for you? Are you taking time off or you hitting the workouts extra hard?
So I think what I'm doing this summer is if I miss a day or two, I'm not beating myself up. And that feels really nice. But I think consistency in the gym is important. So I'm still working out. I lift weights. I've noticed the biggest difference really pushing myself in the gym with heavy weight. I do work out with a trainer 1 day a week and he pushes me harder than I push myself. But I get in there and I get after it. I do. But yeah, I try to work out on a good week. A great week is 5 days. Usually it's 3 to 4 days a week, but it's weights for an hour.
I love that. And you were saying if you don't work out enough, you've kind of eased up on yourself. You're not so hard on yourself. And I feel like a lot of people do beat themselves up. So how are you able to sort of like turn that corner and just say, you know what? Like, I'm going to take it easy on myself. Was there a mindset shift where you could do that? Because I feel like people want to be able to do that, but it's so hard.
Very much so. And I was like that for years with working out and with food. And I'd say in the last year, I've become way more lax with my diet. And that's not to say I definitely eat very healthy still, but there was a period of my life where I was afraid of a carb. Like if I ate a carb, I was like, I'm going to gain weight. Where now I'm eating more carbs now than I have ever, and I feel the best I ever have. That's probably why I'm able to push myself in the gym too, because I just have more energy. I just feel better. And I swear there is something to freedom around food and not obsessing about it. I think if you obsess about eating a potato and you're afraid you're going to gain weight, well, then you're going to gain weight because you're literally like creating that energy. Where if you're just like, okay, you know what? I had some pasta. I feel good. I'm also going to eat my veggies and get my protein. Like what I've done in the last year is I've completely changed my morning routine where In the past, I used to do a green juice first thing, then I would do coffee, and then when I was hungry, I would eat. Now I've shifted. I haven't done a green juice in a year. I'm not saying that's good. I'm just saying that's my new normal, which is what it is. But I do protein right away. So a typical breakfast for me is eggs with bacon or sausage. I'll do some cheese, avocado, jalapenos, whatever, scallions, throw in a bunch of crap. And then I do coffee. And I feel so much better. I don't have a crash. I'm full longer. And then, so I just think, yeah, having that freedom around food and working out is a really nice place to be. And I have found that also not beating yourself up with the gym. Like, we need rest. I think rest is just as important. I just think we need to give ourselves some grace in every area of life. We're talking about beauty, but also with working out and the way we eat. Let's enjoy life. Like the Europeans are onto something, right? Like, they do it right. Their way of living is the right way.
Moderation, lots of family and friends around, all of that. But just in terms of your mindset, because you said this year has been different and you've obviously made changes to your daily habit. But I remember watching the Taylor Swift documentary, and she said, like, if she'd see a picture of herself and she'd say, oh, like, focus on her tummy or focus on her arms. And then she had to train her brain to be like, nope, we're not talking to myself like that today. We're not doing that. Been down that road, not healthy. So she literally would like switch the script, Do you have anything like that? Like the mindset part of it?
Yeah, I've had to do that too, because I think it's so easy to beat ourselves up. So it is literally that. As soon as you have a negative thought about yourself, it's saying, nope, okay. So what Taylor Swift said, I haven't seen that, but I love that she said that, because that's what it is. And then it's giving yourself a compliment or making yourself feel good. And you know what? To put it in perspective, you know how we always will look back at a photo from, let's say, 5 years ago, and we're like, damn, we looked good. And at the time we thought we looked like shit. It's like getting in that mindset of like, you're going to look back one day and be like, you looked so good. Like, these were the best days of your life. It's flipping the switch for sure.
Yeah. And practicing that gratitude for like the space that you're in, I think is important as well to help you feel like you're living in the moment. What supplements do you take, if any, to help you feel your best?
I'm a little weary to talk about supplements because I think it's different for everybody. So I did a lot of tests with my same doctor who came on my podcast. We did gut, we did hormones and food sensitivities and all of that. But really, I think the gut is the most important test. And just to tell you, I was taking all the vitamins for all the years and my gut was out of balance. So I wasn't absorbing any of those. So it was like years of wasted time, energy, and money. And so I think it's worth doing those tests with a health practitioner because it's not one size fits all. I mean, I do glutathione, I think is good for everybody. Vitamin C, like the antioxidants, things like that. But other than that, it's pretty customized. And I think getting your gut in balance is the most important thing for everybody.
Right. Yeah. Important for skin health as well. Now, I know that you see a facialist or you prioritize seeing facialists. You go to Joanna Check. I've read that.
When I'm in New York, I go there. Yeah, she's
so
the
you've
best.
Gotten your face slapped by the Joanna Check.
I have. I just love her. I love her. Yes, I have.
Is there any tip that she's given you that you're like, oh, light bulb moment?
Well, she had the same conversation with me about not doing all the Botox and fillers. And she agrees that a facelift is the move, which, listen, it's not like everyone can go out there and get a facelift. I get it. They're expensive and that recovery scares me. But, she did say that to me. Yeah. And, here's a good tip, actually. She says you want to do everything nipples up. So everything you do on your face, you want to do from your nipples up. In their bathroom in New York, there's a neon sign that says nipples up, which I just love. I think it's so great.
Obsessed with that. Yeah, there's a skin esthetician in the UK, Carolyn Hirons, and she always says, take it to the tits. So same idea.
Okay, yeah. I love it.
And our last question before we get into some fun rapid fire with you, Kristin, is you're a New York Times bestselling author of several cookbooks. I think the Laguna Beach, Kristin probably could have never imagined that. So what's your go-to summer recipe right now? Is it a salad? And also tell me why everyone is Googling your Bang Bang chicken, because it's like one of the top searches about you.
Oh, that's so funny. I didn't know that. The old Bang Bang chicken. Well, I'll tell you what, I make the Bang Bang chicken probably once a week. Summer, I love grilling. I do. So I like to do chicken with barbecue sauce and mustard, like a spicy mustard, and then grill it. That's really good. I do steak probably at least once a week, if not twice. The Bang Bang chicken is really good because the chicken is just really good. My secret weapon there is coconut aminos. If you guys aren't familiar with that, it's like a healthier soy sauce. It's so good. You can put it on anything. And then the Bang Bang sauce is just, I could drink it. It's so good.
And what is it again? The Bang Bang sauce?
Bang Bang sauce. So Bang Bang sauce is mayo, sriracha, a little coconut aminos, garlic powder. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing one thing, but that might be it. But it's just like it has a nice kick to it, but it's a mayonnaise based sauce, but it's heaven.
And
it's
your
so
kids
good.
will eat that?
Oh God, my kids devour it. It's like my favorite thing that they make. And it's like Mark's favorite thing too.
Really?
So men, kids, everyone loves it. Yeah.
Okay. I love that. Any salad that you're loving for summer? I feel like salad, you need inspiration, you know?
I can't tell you the last time I made a salad, which is I used to eat a salad every day for lunch. I've been eating a lot of leftovers. I've been doing, honestly, like quick things for lunch. Well, that's not true. I've made little side salads at dinner, but I haven't had like an entree salad in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that. All right. So here we go. We're going to do some rapid fire, and I'm just going to use the let's be honest ... because that's the name of your show. And we will, everybody listen to Kristin's podcast, by the way, on Dear Media. If you haven't, I'm sure you have. So let's go. Let's be honest about your fave compliment that Mark has ever given you.
Oh, I mean, God, he tells me I'm perfect, which is not true, but it's like he thinks I'm perfect, which is, I don't know how you top that.
Yeah. Goals, honestly. Let's be honest about something that no one knows about you.
Oh, I can actually be kind of shy and quiet, which I think most people would be like bullshit, but I can be if I'm like, don't know a lot of people around, or I can kind of just, be kind of shy.
Have you ever done your Myers-Briggs where it tells you like ESFJ or your personality type?
I want to do that though. I've done the Enneagram, but I haven't. I want to do that one. I need to.
Okay. Let's be honest about the craziest thing you've ever read about yourself.
Oh God. I mean, it's like I have so much stuff and like nothing's ever true. I'd say the most random where it's like, how do they even come up with this is I, back in the day, read that I had a little brother named Tyler and it said his age, which is just not, it's like, who literally just makes this shit up?
Okay. So there's no sibling, a strange sibling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be honest about your favorite Bravo show.
I haven't watched a Bravo show in years, but I used to love all of the Housewives. I mean, I used to love Orange County and Beverly Hills, but it's been years since I've seen them.
Yeah. Would you ever be on, if there was Real Housewives of Nashville, would you ever do it?
Hell no.
You'd be so good.
But that's the problem. I know what it takes to be good, and those days are done. It's no longer just me. I've got 3 kids. No, there's too much at stake now.
Let's be honest about the one thing you always splurge on.
Shoes.
What was a fave recent purchase?
You know what I bought? Well, I guess it was in the fall, so I guess it wasn't that recent, but it was a big purchase. Was some Givenchy Python boots that I'm upset. And they're not something you can wear obviously every day. They make a statement, but so they're like a little out of my comfort zone, but I loved them. I mean, I still love them, but I haven't worn them this summer, obviously.
Yeah. And let's be honest about the one thing that you always save on.
Oh, okay. That I always save on. Well, okay, since it's a beauty podcast, little individual lashes, like those lashes don't need to be, everyone has lashes now, and there's like the mink ones and like those can be as cheap as can be. So the ones at Walgreens I get, I don't even know what the brand is. But.
Yeah. Okay. Like Ardell or Kiss or something.
Yes.
Okay. Let's be honest about what it's like when your best friend is a hairdresser.
Well, he won't color my hair anymore, so I'm not happy about that. So
why?
Yeah, I mean, he got so burnt out, which I respect. He doesn't color hair anymore.
Right. Oh, he doesn't color anyone's hair. Right. Of course.
No, he doesn't do anyone's hair. But when he wants to judge my hair color, I'm like, well, I can't have this conversation with you because you should be coloring it. So you can't talk shit about my color.
Okay, last one for this. Let's be honest about the one TikTok meme that you quote on a daily basis, like it's stuck in your head.
You know what I was singing the other day, this had its moment. Remember that when everyone was doing, he be feeding me lobster and pasta or whatever that one was? That like popped into my head like 2 days ago, and I was going around my kitchen singing that one.
Amazing.
That's the only one I have. Yeah. I haven't been on TikTok that much lately. I've been trying not to be on social media very much. So I haven't even seen that one, which I guess is maybe a good thing, but I feel kind of out of the loop.
Kristin, I want to thank you so much for being on Breaking Beauty podcast. And you've been so fun to talk to. And everybody check out Kristin's fragrance called Hard Feelings. It's dropping this month. Thank you so much, Kristin.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
So fun. And speaking of TikTok to check out, we're going to do a little rapid fire with Kristin where she's reacting to some of her past beauty looks. So don't miss that over on our channel.